Hey guys, hi. This is Spirit Journey, and this is going to be my second tarot card reading. It is Thursday, June 15th, 2017. I did a tarot card a moment ago regarding President Donald J. Trump, and I feel that that reading was really answering a question the other question that I had, which is going to be this one. And I'm really wondering whether or not that, even though I verbalized the question that I had specifically, but it seemed like it was addressing this question, and this question that I want to ask the tarot cards are, will I be, is there, how do I word this? Is there or will there be an urgency that I will need to move from New York and or this apartment? And I asked this question based on the question, well, based on the dream that I had this morning that was just different than usual. It reminded me of a paradigm shift, a major one. And I never had that type of dream with the type of perpetrator. It was a Caucasian perpetrator. And in my dreams, like I've had many dreams of perpetrators, people trying to break in the house, where I used to live and with my folks. But this one was different types of people. And so I took it as a paradigm shift, something that's going to happen very quickly. And I start to wonder. And again, part of it that's making me feel this way is the shooting that happened yesterday at, in Virginia with the congressmen who were playing baseball. Okay, so I want to ask the cards, based on all these things, the energies that are in the world that's happening, whether or not is there going to be an urgency for me to have to leave my apartment or New York. Okay, so I was cutting the deck, and now I'm going to just do a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna cut them in threes. One. Two. Okay. So the spread that I'm going to do is the cross of truth. And the cross of truth looks like this. Okay. And it gives a description of the different positions of the card. As you see, it's just five cards and the explanation of each one, okay? And I have this card here just as a marker to hold it open because I'm going to be referring to it. Okay. So the first card is the basis card. And the basis card, it shows your present position, the base from which you are working in relationship to your question. Position number 2. Excuse me, this is position number 2. This card represents desires, hopes and fears. The second card shows how you really feel about the situation. This in itself can tell a great deal about your mindset. How in tune is this card with the others? It is in conflict or agreement with what you want and what the other cards say. If this card is positive and the other cards are negative to the results you are hoping for, it could be that you're not in tune with the situation as it really is. Position number 3 is this card here, and this card represents helpful matters. This card shows what is or will be working in your favor in relation to your question. This is position 4, and this represents challenges or opposing energies. The card in the position of challenges shows if there are opposing energies preventing you from achieving what you are hoping for, or challenges you may face. Don't be misled if a positive card appears here. Sometimes the circumstances surrounding the meaning of the card actually create an obstacle. Okay? And the last card is the outcome card, and I'm going to place it on the side here. Okay? And the outcome card, the final card, will provide the answer or advice you need, but always read it in relation to the other cards. Okay, so card, let me put this deck back. Okay, so the first card, Four Cups, and I'm going to read what that card means. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so you could put this video on pause and read what the book says, what this card represents, and what it means as it pertains to the question regarding the urgency to leave or stay where I live. Okay? And I'm now going to read it. I'm going to hold the card up as I read. I'm going to read the whole thing on the card. Okay, the Four of Cups. 3 cups stand upright in the foreground, while a fourth is magically offered from the clouds to the young man, who appears bored and unaffected by such an amazing event. He sits amidst a vibrant landscape, yet he seems lost within his own thoughts. So that's the description of the card, the physical card, and the meaning. A mood of nonchalance surrounds the Four of Cups, an air of indifference. It can represent a feeling of boredom or inward discontent, even though nothing appears to actually be wrong. You need to be watchful that, due to this mood, you don't inadvertently miss new invitations or opportunities. The kind of thing you'd kick yourself for later. Okay. Card number 2. Page of Wands. Okay. And as a reminder, this card number 2 represents one's desires. Okay, so the first card I just read is the basis of my question. Okay, this is desires, the Page of Wands. So I'm going to look up that. Page of Wands. Okay. Sorry about that. Page of Wands. So you could just read the information, you put the video on pause and read it and come to your own conclusions. Okay? I'm going to read the information now. Page of Wands. Child or young person. This is a fire element. Active and energetic, cheerful, optimistic, sometimes appears quite fearless, action-oriented. Full of new ideas but often lacks thinking it through. Tendency to dive into things headfirst without much forethought. Cheeky little monkey or lovable rogue describes this person as an event. Okay? Good news coming in, usually swiftly, may be work-related, can be classed as letters, telephone calls, or word of mouth. And desires. Card number 3 is going to be helpful as it pertains to my question. Okay. And this is the Ace of Swords. Let me read that. Ace of Swords. Let me just move that. Ace of Swords right here. So I'll let you put it on pause and read at your leisure and come to your own conclusions. Okay? I'm going to read it out loud. Ace of Swords. Against the backdrop of a stormy sky, an ornate golden sword encrusted with jewels hangs in the heavens. Surrounded by a blue ribbon, the streamers symbolize triumph and celebration. Okay, that's a description of the card and the meaning of this card. What a wonderfully powerful card this is. When the Ace of Swords appears, it signifies victory and triumph over difficulties. In order to do so, you will use great reserves of inner strength and clarity of thought, so your success is well deserved. The Ace of Swords represents a great force of strength and inner power, showing you have the ability to overcome setbacks and adversity. This is a card of victory and triumph through one's own actions. Okay. Interesting. I'm trying to get the... Okay. Card number 4 is this one. Okay, the Devil card, the opposing. And I'm going to read what it says about that. Okay, that's number 15. Okay, so it's this one here. So you could put the video on pause and read the information at your own leisure, and you can come to your own conclusion. Okay, and I'm going to read it out loud. So, I'm going to read the description. The Devil is an interesting card that has different connotations and, like most cards, can have positive and negative interpretations. A masculine form engulfs in flame, wears a horned mask, a further male symbol. The mask represents mystery, secrecy, but also possibly blindness. The pentacles behind him and on the mask represent the earthly element of our physical being. Okay, the interpretation of this card is such. The Devil's presence quite often appears when a situation is dragging you down and you feel helpless to change it. It can show a form of enslavement, whether to an ideal or an addiction, or even a manipulative or controlling relationship. Overindulgence tends to result in upset, greed, or lust that can become self-destructive. Overspending is a typical example. However, the important message is that it is self-enslavement. By taking control of this behavior, we are released from it and are free to walk away. It can also carry an aspect of secrecy, such as secret plans being made, either by yourself or others around you. The surrounding cards should indicate which. Let us not forget that prior to being symbolized as an evil figure in religion, the devil was previously identified as pagan god Pan. Pan represents primal masculine energy as its most uninhibited level, procreative, sexual, untamed, natural instincts, and that represents the very nature of life itself. Thus, this card can show a healthy or improving sex life, strong and impulsive urges, lust for life, and so on. But taken to extremes, this behavior can become obsessive or addictive. It can indicate a passionate or compelling relationship with a strong physical attraction. Although it does not necessarily imply a healthy one, surrounding cards will verify. Okay, so that's what that means. And now, the outcome card is the High Priestess. So I'm going to read what that means. Let's see. Okay. This is what the card means. And again, you can put the video on pause and read it at your own leisure and come to your own conclusions. Okay? And I'm going to read it now. I'm going to hold up the card. The High Priestess. The High Priestess moves between two pillars. Symbolizes duality. The crescent moon behind her and the glittering stars that adorn her head shows her ability to access higher knowledge in esoteric matters. Her face is masked, representing mystery and secrets. Draped in a transparent veil, she appears to be in a tranquil-like state. Engaged in the cosmic dance, she pays no heed to the present or our opinions. She seems secure within her own knowledge of universal matters. She appears to defy natural laws as she floats above the water. excuse me, which represents the subconscious and the world of the psyche. To see as she does, we must acquire her wisdom. The colors of this card are muted and in varying shades of blue, relating to the moon and water, both symbols of the subconscious, imagination, and creativity. Number 2 represents the duality of opposing forces, potential, recognized, but not yet expressed. Now, the interpretation of this card is such. The High Priestess represents mysteries and secrets, and so indicates that there is more depth to some matters than you have seen so far. With the right cards, it could show a secret becoming known to you that would be to your benefit. At this time, you need to follow your intuition and trust your instincts. The High Priestess also carries the message of potential as yet unexplored or perhaps unfulfilled. Look at this situation again, as you may have missed something previously. The influence of the card is feminine nature relating to the psyche, and so represents spirituality and esoteric matters, wisdom, and the desire for knowledge and learning. It may also show an interest in the deeper, more complex aspects of life. Okay. So how do I take that? See, I didn't expect these cards either. It seems like this spread would have been more appropriate with the first reading than with the second reading. This reading is pertaining to regarding the Movenant. What do you guys think? I think it wants me that it's saying that I have the power at hand, but I have to make a decision. And High Priestess card, I think, is telling me you have the ability, you have the grace, and you have the wisdom. You just have to apply it. So I think if anything that I decide to do is going to be a good one. It requires thinking. So that's my answer to the question. So I think it's trying to encourage me that I have the power, and whether it's necessary for me to move or not, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that I have the ability to make the right decision. So that's the end of my reading. And yes, let me know what you think, and you can comment below, and you could subscribe to Spirit Journey. Thank you again. Bye-bye.